Welcome, everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I am the president of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a non-delegated correspondent lender. It operates a little bit differently. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us so we can explain a little bit more about how we work. Then I'll pass it over to Kyle Hershey, our COO. He'll go over an actual demo of how the back end of how it actually works in reality. And then Jose Gonzalez, our sales manager with 28 years of experience, will bring it all together in the more traditional sense. So let me start off by sharing my screen. And hopefully most of you have checked this page out before. Let me explain a little bit more about what we mean and what really makes us different. So myself and Kyle, we come from a marketing and technology background, spent millions of dollars on all the ad platforms to generate millions of leads across all kinds of different businesses. So we set this up a little bit differently than your traditional bankers. We're all about unlimited free leads, and we do it all through our proprietary software. So we've written every line of code for the CRM, POS, LOS software that you're about to see. And obviously we have AI integrated, which is always the coolest new thing that's out right now. So I mentioned before that we are non-delegated correspondent, and that's the best business model. I'll explain that in a minute. But really what we're all about is building tools to empower you guys to build your business. So we're not your traditional bankers that are here to take from you guys. We want to expand on the business that you're already doing by using our platform and our tools. So whether that's company leads or your own self-generated leads, we want to make sure you have leads, especially in this industry. And we have the technology that allows you to instantly plug in and get leads from us or instantly generate more leads from the business you're already doing using our technology. So first off, let's go into the business model. So as I mentioned before, we're non-delegated correspondent. We've built this team, branch, company, whatever you want to call it, in all the different business models, from an FDIC bank to the largest broker team, to a non-delegated correspondent branch, to a delegated branch. We found that non-delegated correspondent is the best, and we're currently approved with over 120 lenders and investors, and we can do both broker and correspondent, whatever is best for our borrowers. Typically, that's going to be a correspondent option where we're the lender, where we have over 5,000 loan programs with us as a lender through our 34 correspondent investors, and we fund that with our own money. That's always going to be the best rates and pricing because correspondent always beats broker pricing, even at the same outlet for the same program, because we're funding the loans with our own money, using our own law firm to draw up docs and all that great stuff. And the risk that comes with it becomes the reward of better pricing. If there's any reason where we can't fund the loan or we have a situation where we don't have the program that we need, no problem. We have over 110 wholesale lenders for anything that falls outside the box. So what does that mean for you guys? You guys have every loan program imaginable. All the standard stuff we usually fund in-house because we have the best pricing for VA, USDA, FHA, Fannie, Freddie, non-QM, DSCR, all the typical stuff we'll fund in-house. Once we start getting into commercial, fix and flip, mixed use, CDFI, SBA, all the stuff that's a little bit outside the box, typically we'll partner with a wholesale lender, whatever is best for our customer at that time. And we have the AI built in. As I mentioned before, we call our AI assistant Calvin, the AI loan officer assistant, give you tips and tricks and help you push your loan to the finish at every step. Now, how do we do all this? As I mentioned before, we're all about technology. So we've written every line of code. We have developers on staff to build everything you're about to see. So it all starts with our lead generating website, which you're looking at now. Basically, everybody gets one instantly with the AI built in, POS, CRM, LOS, all that great stuff. Again, this is all built for us, by us. And what it really means for you and your customer, one login for you, one login for your customer, no matter which of the 120 different lenders or investors we end up delivering the loan to, your customer only goes to one place. We can pull instant rate quotes for our 5,000 plus loan programs that we have in-house where we're the lender and automatically requote them as rates go up and down. And you guys all know rates have been up and down like crazy the last few weeks here. So definitely a great feature to update your customers in real time on the pricing when we're the lender and we have instant pricing. Your prospects can instantly flow from just the basics, name, email, phone number, to pulling their own live rates, completing their own 1003, pulling their own credit. That all gets synced into Encompass, our Encompass-based platform. But the best part is you don't have to actually log into Encompass. So we do that with our API integration. So over 50 API integrations. Encompass is a great example. You don't have to have an Encompass login or log into Encompass. You can click the buttons in the CRM. Same thing with Optimal Blue. You don't need an Optimal Blue login for pricing, industry standard pricing, but it's just a click of a button. Meridian link for credit. Click of a button. Account check, VOE, VOI, VOA, click of a button. Appraisal works, 5 AMCs, a click of a button. You get the point here. Everything is integrated where there's one login for you to do everything start to finish. We also have the ability to capture leads from website users with no form required. Very cool feature we have where you can actually know if your potential customers, maybe family, maybe friends, or browsing the site, maybe in market to do a loan. We can also instantly create your business cards and flyers and automate your social media posting. So just plug it in, put your picture in there. We'll automatically post stuff to your social media every single day with your custom link to generate more leads for you. We also have our Calvin AI built in with our dual AUS. So a lot of platforms have dual AUS. We obviously have that as well, but we have the AI analysis afterwards to compare them side by side to see which may be the best option. Then, as I mentioned before, we have developers on staff. So we do updates every week. You guys can suggest updates if there's something that we need to add to help the team. And we're also all about training. So in all the different models, we found that there's a lack of training, especially as a remote-based business. So we're all remote here, but we want to make sure we have all the trainings at your fingertips at all time, 24/7, 365. You guys can access the information you need. So typically that's going to be found in our remote training center, like our classroom, where you can access that anytime. But we also give daily tips and tricks on our daily mortgage rates podcast. We have sales trainings every week, and we have loan officer training podcasts every week as well on different topics. We also have our Zoom support. So even though we're all remote here, we want to make sure we get face-to-face. So you can pop into the Zoom room during business hours, get face-to-face with our processing team. They can take over your screen, click the button you need to click, do whatever to get you unstuck or get you to that next step. We also have our knowledge center. So not only with thousands of articles from us, but our partners. So with over 100 partners, they all have tips, tricks, guidelines, matrices, webinars, all kinds of different resources. You can search all of them at the click of a button. And our AI is built in for compliance as well. So Calvin Compliance AI searches all the federal and the states we're licensed in. If you need a quick compliance answer there, we have Calvin to support you. And the final options here are just some that don't fit in any other categories, but we want to go over it. Definitely something that I love is our business purpose loans. So we love to work with investors, and we can do those business purpose DSCR loans in over 44 states total and expand our footprint without necessarily having to get new licenses. We also have unlimited leads. Kyle will show you more about that, but we just want to make sure it's simple, 50-50 split, whichever way you get the leads. If they're a company lead, simple split. We have, as I mentioned before, the automated lead generation at scale, all kinds of different ways you can plug in. You can plug in to set up your own lead campaign, which Kyle will show you how that works. Or we can import leads that you already have going and just import them into the system. We also have a cool button you can click to refer a deal at any time to your senior loan officer team members. Maybe it's a loan you have a conflict of interest, it's your spouse or something like that. Maybe it's in a state you don't have a license, but it's your customer you want to still be involved with. Click that button, refer that to your teammate that has a license or maybe has experience in that loan type, maybe a fix and flip loan you're not familiar with. Team up with your teammates, still earn 75 basis points doing that file with your team. We also have instant payroll available. Obviously, we're a lender, so there's a little bit of delay typically, but we have a feature where you guys can request instant payroll if you're used to the broker cadence. And as Kyle mentioned before we started here, we do our annual VIP retreat here in Miami, where we have a little conference and pay for the hotel rooms for all of our team members that have closed loans. Again, we want to get face-to-face with everybody. Even though we're not a remote-based company, at least once per year, we want to see everybody here in Miami, and we'll pay for your rooms for anybody that's producing here on the team. Now, if you guys drop off, the video is always here. You can watch a replay, but let's get into the compensation plans. I might have to zoom out just a touch to see them all. All right. I can zoom back. Yeah, we can still see it. All right. So first up, the senior loan officer plan. This is what everybody's goal is, right? We want to make sure you're up and running. Not a lot of companies allow broker and correspondent, so it takes a little bit of training to learn how to wear two hats at the same time. But once you get rocking and rolling, 225 basis points on conventional non-QM, the stuff we're all used to. And 112.5 basis points is 50% of that for any company leads on conventional non-QM, the stuff we're used to. So simple splits there for our senior loan officers. These are for our senior team members that are experienced, again, know how to do broker and correspondent. They're going to not only receive everything that everybody else does, but they're going to receive those referral leads from their teammates. So these are not just leads, these are referrals, right? This is someone's spouse. They're going to refer you, so it comes with a customer, ready, willing, and able, but also a teammate that's going to help you close those loans. So these are obviously not just leads, referrals. Obviously, unlimited access to all the lead types. Kyle will show you. Seniors will have unlimited access to all the different types. And seniors can then upgrade and get a monthly bonus. So once you're rocking and rolling, if you're already producing a lot, again, we want to make a platform for you to expand. So anything over 2 million a month, we want to get you as much comp back as we can from that. And for those of you that like to teach, you can earn more by teaching, upgrade into a team leader, teaching, mentoring your team to structure their files, helping them disclose their files, and can earn extra 25 basis points helping your teammate out disclosing those first few files, because it is a challenge to learn broker and correspondent at the same time. So again, you have to be a little bit experienced. So the fine print here says 6 loans in the last 12 months, because we want to make sure you've done, again, broker and correspondent, and understand how both channels work if you're going to work in both channels. Now, everybody's going to start, if you don't have experience, or maybe you're just getting back into it, no problem. Start as a loan officer and team up with a teammate and a sales manager to help you structure those first few files, teach you a little bit about the different channels, and you can earn 150 basis points. That's on conventional non-QM. And again, you have access to leads, so 75 basis points on any company leads while you're doing your first few deals there. Now, all of our team has access to non-delegated correspondent and brokered with our 120 plus outlets. Everybody gets the instant website instantly with all of the stuff integrated. Everybody has access to our AI loan officer assistant. He's going to send you emails all the time. Kyle will show you some of their cool stuff as well. And again, all kinds of different leads. Kyle will show you where those come, but a simple 50-50 split, no matter where those come from. You can click that button and refer deals if you're ever maybe inexperienced or again have a conflict of interest. Click that button, team up with a teammate, and go ahead and earn some good commission, 75 basis points, while working to learn on that loan. We are licensed in 23 states for primary second homes. And as I mentioned before, we love to do our DSCR business purpose. So we can do 21 additional states, business purpose DSCR loans, as long as it's a business purpose loan. So these are the plans. Again, if you're not experienced or you're just getting back into it, maybe don't have a lot of loans under your belt, apply as a loan officer, get a couple loans. As soon as you're ready to upgrade, you can take the course and the test and upgrade to a senior loan officer and earn the top commission here. So if you're already experienced, click here to apply. If you're just getting back into it or maybe not experienced at all, just click here to apply and we'll get you upgraded as soon as we can. So that's it for this part. Let's pass it over to Kyle, and he can actually show you some of the back end of the software and how that all works.
All right, let me go ahead and share my screen here. So just going to do a quick demo. You'll see our CRM here. Just here. Also, you can click one button here to have our AI write your emails and text for you, so you don't even have to type them out. Of course, you can set reminders for yourself. You can put people on action plans, drip campaigns to text them and email them from you automatically over the course of time. So all that kind of good stuff that any other CRM would do. But what really starts to set our system apart here is our quoting system. So within 2 minutes, with just 6 pieces of info from the client without needing to pull credit or anything, you can click one button here, as Nick said, to pull all of our rates from Optimal Blue from all of our investors. And what you can do is send your client a beautiful looking quote like this, where they can see the rate choices you selected for them. They can scroll over these different things and see what they mean. It's going to pull in the Google map automatically of the property. It's going to pull in the Zestimate automatically. The proposed loan info here. It's going to automatically do the monthly breakdown of the taxes, insurance, all that kind of stuff, as well as the estimated lender fees. And of course, has you as the loan originator. And you can also attach your realtors to these. And your realtors love this because they know when they send you a client, not only can you quote them within minutes, but you can also attach the realtor to the quotes. They can see what's going on. You're keeping them in front of their client's face saying, hey, we are your team that's pushing this deal across the finish line. Now, the coolest part about all this is that your client just clicks start my loan application. And what it does is it takes them right to their borrower portal, which looks like this, where they start their application. They upload the documents that we're going to need, the basic documents here. They fill out their full 1003 right here in the system. Don't need to leave the page. They can see their loan info here. They can see the milestone of where their loan is at, which updates as you go through the milestones of the loan, of course. And of course, they can communicate with you here and stuff like that. So that's what they see on their borrower portal once they've started their loan. Now, let's talk about what it looks like on your end once they've started their loan. So they've received your quote, they've started their application. Well, on your end, it will, oh man, my computer's being slow today here. Uh-oh. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that. Something else popped up. Okay, so what you'll see on your end here is you'll see that their application is complete, right? And what happens is once they submit their application, we pull credit instantly and automatically. Your client doesn't have to pay for it. We pull the credit instantly and automatically. And so what'll happen here is when you click the Encompass API, when you go to pull up this loan and your client submitted their application, their info from the 1003 will already be imported. The credit will already be pulled and imported into here. The liabilities are already imported into here. All of this is here before you even open up the file. Now, I just want to point out here one more thing as far as in our Encompass API is our dual AUS. Like Nick said, our dual automated underwriting. With one click of a button, you can order Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac underwriting here. And our AI will then analyze it side by side and let you know which scenario is best for this specific client. And you and or your processor can also use the functions here of requesting documents automatically. Maybe you need 12 bank statements. Now it's going to request those documents from them. You can request signatures in here where they don't have to leave their page. They just log into their borrower portal and sign the legal e-sign there. So you can just pick an e-sign to send them. So all kinds of cool stuff like that, right? Now, once the loan is in underwriting, if we scroll down here, you'll see right here on the same page, we have our conditions that come in, and we can upload documents to fulfill the conditions, whether it's us or the processor, and we can dispute the condition if we want to kick it back to the underwriter. So you see here how everything is in this one system. We're going to go from start to finish, taking a client from a name, email, phone number, all the way through to communicating with them in the CRM, quoting them in the CRM, gathering their 1003, gathering their documents, pulling their credit, and then, originating the loan through the Encompass API here, fulfilling the conditions, everything here in this one system from start to finish. So now let's talk about where these leads come from in the first place. So as Nick was saying earlier, the leads are going to be coming from a few different places, but first and foremost, they're coming from our ad campaigns. So we're going to be advertising, directly. We do Facebook, Instagram, Google, all the different platforms, right? So when somebody clicks on our ad, they double opt in to be contacted, and then you're sent the text immediately. So you can call that person right away. We always call them within the first minute. So those are going to be going to your phone all day, every day. You're going to be getting text messages to claim leads and give them a call. Now, let me show you, this is just an example here of, a screenshot of my test account. You'll see all the different leads coming in. This is over the course of a few hours, some business purpose DSCR loans, some regular purchase loans, some more DSCR. So all these different types of leads. So those will be coming in to your text all day. That's the first and foremost way we provide you with leads. Now, another way we provide you with leads is our auto dialer. So just like any other auto dialer, you can call 300, 400, 500 people in a day. You can press one button to drop an automated text and email to them if they don't answer, and then you move right on to the next call. And so it does all the kind of cool stuff that any other dialer would do, but we load the leads up in here for you. So notice we have thousands of leads in here for you to call. And if you ever run out of opted in leads, we also have cold call lists in here so that you'll never run out of calls to call here in the dialer. We always have leads here for you to call. And again, you can call hundreds of people in a day, pressing the button to drop the automated text and email when they don't answer, and all that kind of good stuff. Now, another way that you can work leads here in our system is you can actually purchase your own campaigns. So those same campaigns that we pay for and we give you the lead on a split, we can set them up for you if you want to pay for them so you don't pay a lead split, right? So you can set up we will set up your campaign and we just spend your budget on, whether it's Facebook or a Google campaign, you can choose here. And at the end of the day, we're going to give you leads for free all day, but if you want to increase your pipeline even more with leads where you don't have the lead split, you can decide to purchase them yourself upfront so you don't have a lead split on the back end. We also have, some different things in here where you can maybe hire a virtual assistant, things like that we set up and train for you there. But let's talk about more of the leads. You can also import leads. So if you're already purchasing leads from somewhere else, maybe you already get leads from Zillow or LendingTree or Free Rate Update or something like that, you can use the webhook we provide you here to import them into our system instantly in real time. So when the lead comes in from, let's say, free rate update, it instantly goes into our CRM. We notify you so you can log right in, you can call them, quote them, everything here in our system, just like it's any other lead that we give you. So you'll notice here whether it's leads that we're giving you on a split, or leads that you purchase without a split, or leads in the auto dialer, or leads that you may purchase from third parties that you want to bring in real time here. No matter what way there is to work leads, we have it built in here to our system for you. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jose. So Jose is a loan officer, has been a loan officer and a realtor for 28 years. And so I'll let him talk about some of the support we have here and how this kind of all comes together to actually close loans for somebody like him with when we started 25 years of experience or whatever it was, 24. So go ahead, Jose.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. Yeah, I had a lot of experience in the business, but didn't have the experience using our tech nor the leads, how we do it. So that definitely jump-started my business right when the pandemic started, and the rest is history. So you definitely heard, I mean, there's a lot coming at you in the beginning, right? The tech is all innovative and proprietary, so it's nothing you've used before. We do have Encompass, though, of course. And the leads, if you haven't worked leads before, it's definitely a change, but these are all positive things that are going to allow you to increase your footprint and increase your productivity as well. I used to only be licensed in Florida. Now I'm licensed in multiple states individually, and then also the company, we can fund the business purpose loans. And I think it's 21 or 22 states that we're not licensed in, above and beyond the 23 that we are. So with all that being said, you're definitely going to need some assistance connecting the dots and making sure that you dot all your I's and cross your T's. And that's why we're here, to provide the extra support that you need to make that happen. And that's what you're not going to find in a lot of other companies. What we found was lacking in the other companies that we were at, where we all met and started, which is why we created the Knowledge Center, for example, which is our resource, our online resource of an indexing of everything that we do, most of our processes and everything that we do in the knowledge of the mortgage calculator is in the Knowledge Center, easily accessible via a search bar. That's a really big plus. Then you're looking at your team leaders. When a loan application comes in, immediately you get an email, and there's multiple people that also are emailed at the same time, one being your team leader, another being me, another being the rest of management. And we're all quick to add some quick input there to get you started on the right foot, so that then you can set up your structure meeting with your team leader that's supposed to occur in no more than 24 hours from the time that initial loan application is submitted. That's going to allow for a lot of structuring, especially if we're talking about non-cookie cutter loans. Like, for example, I'm going to give an example. One of our MLOs picked up a lead, her own lead from her lead pack that she's paying for. So that's full commission for her, no lead split. And it was a non-QM loan, and it was a borrower that had been denied at another lender for a full doc loan on their investment property that they were buying. So our MLO got the lead. She was very happy because it was a $1,056,000 loan, 85% LTV purchase. But she came to me, we set up the meeting, our structure meeting, and then she was like, well, I'm looking at the tax returns, maybe bank statements, which she had a few of those. So we reviewed the tax returns, we reviewed the bank statements, and there was no way the file was going to work full doc nor bank statement, because there were large unverifiable deposits that were going to kill the income. So basically, P&L was the way to go. We confirmed, or I asked her to confirm with the borrower that they did have an accountant that they used for their tax return, that the accountant would be able to provide the needed profit and loss report and the verification letter. Yes. So after several additional structure meetings that we had throughout the loan processing, The loan closed as a P&L, 85% LTV in about 3 weeks and 2 days with an appraisal transfer included. That was an additional hoop of fire that the MLO had to jump through, and which she did. Followed all instructions, and we closed the loan, and she made a nice chunk of change, about 15, 16 G's, somewhere around there, for her first loan closed. P&L loan, which I can guarantee probably would not have closed, probably would not have been able to follow through and get the file disclosed and close on it if she would have kept in the same path as the prior outfit that got the loan denied. But with the additional support from the structure meetings that we provide and all of our other resources, 3 weeks and 2 days to turn their frown upside down. And like that, we have many other success stories at the Mortgage Calculator where we have MLOs. We have, there's another MLO that comes to mind right now. He came from one of the big retail shops that were seeing their productivity dwindle because all they had is just basic cookie cutter agency loans, right? You got to be nimble in this environment that we're in right now. You have to have many options to offer. And we do, and this MLO has joined the company, and probably 60 to 65% of his origination has been non-QM, whereas previously it was 100%, stuff like DSCR loans, bank statement loans, very high volume amount loans in California, earning full comp, no discounted comp there, earning full comp because he's adding value as a loan consultant, offering a multitude of products to his borrowers, both investors and primary homeowners. And by adding value, he's getting these loans and getting full comp in California, which those of you that may be in California know that in California, a lot of discounting goes on. But if you have unique products that add value to the transaction and you do your job, you're not going to have to worry about getting nickel and dime to death. Most people that talk to me at training, I know I'm all about adding value to the transaction so that we can basically prove what we're worth. And that's real important. And then I wanted to touch note before I pass it back. In terms of our process, Nick did mention that we have both channels, non-delegated correspondent and wholesale, where we can submit as brokers. Now, that's a big luxury. On the broker channel, you disclose your own files, but you still meet with your team leader to review structure and then to review again before you go and disclose it. You have the liberty of self-processing if you want, or using a third-party processor. Obviously, those are third-party, separate fee, whatever they charge included in your disclosed fees, and then that's how that gets paid. However, the real action is in the non-delegated file where we're the lender, we fund it, and you get much more support, starting with after the file is reviewed for disclosure, our in-house team and your whoever your team leader is basically will disclose that file, send the package out to be signed by your borrowers, and yourself, and then it gets submitted to intake, where the intake processor then registers a file in the portal after it's signed by the borrower, of course, and you, and then submits to underwriting, assuming you have a complete or as complete a package as possible for the initial submission. Once the approval comes back, it gets assigned to a processor, and then once it's disclosed and submitted, it gets assigned to a processor. When the approval comes back, the processor grabs the approval from the investor portal for you, updates the CRM file with all of the conditions, and then you and the processor start working together to clear the conditions. A processor will submit back to underwriting. You don't have to go to any portals. You don't need any credentials. Only credentials you need is just for the CRM. And then once you get the clear to close, our closing department takes over and generates the package, closes, and funds the loan. So the in-house processing is included in the fees. I think it's only $495 that we charge for, and that includes non-QM as well as agency loans. Those of you out there in the broker world know that third-party processing for non-QM loans could cost anywhere on average from $1,000 to $1,200. We do them all across the board for $495. So hope to have you all on board here at the Mortgage Calculator and helping you structure all your non-QM and agency loans.
All right, thank you, Jose. Let me go ahead and share my screen one last time to talk about the next steps, and then we will get into the questions. Go ahead and drop your questions in the Q&A section. So the next steps here, you can go to themortgagecalculator.com/join when you're ready to sign up. We'll drop the link there in the chat as well. And as Nick said earlier, you're going to select a plan that's applicable to you. Now, if you've closed 6 loans in the last 12 months, meaning you're an active producing loan officer, you can come on board as a senior loan officer. If you're brand new to the business, maybe you haven't closed 6 loans in 12 months. As Nick said, maybe you're just getting back into it. Go ahead and sign up as a loan officer. So you're going to click the plan that's applicable to you. Once you sign up, it's going to take you right to sign the initial compensation agreement. Now, you don't need to sign it right then. Take your time. It's going to send you an email as well. So go ahead and review it. But once you do sign that initial compensation agreement, that's when we reach out with all the next steps to get your ID documents, to sponsor your license, all that kind of good stuff, right? So go ahead and go to themortgagecalculator.com/join, sign up for the plan that is applicable to you, sign that initial compensation agreement, and that will kick off all of the next steps. So with that being said, Nick, let's go ahead and stop recording, and we will get into the question.